President, I hate to be legalistic, but let me read you a letter, a one paragraph from a letter sent to me in January, actually sent to my lawyer. We have previously been advised by the Department of Justice that Mr. Rove has absolute immunity from compelled congressional testimony as to matters occurring while he was senior advisor to the President. See letter from Fred Fielding to Robert Lexington, blah, blah. As set forth in my earlier letter, the Department of Justice has opined that, quote, the President and his immediate advisors are absolutely immune from testimony compulsion by a congressional committee, end quote. This is an opinion written by Attorney General Janet Reno during the Clinton years. Now, I want to be clear. I have no personal ability, no personal right that I'm exerting here. I'm not saying I have any privilege whatsoever. But the President of the United States has privilege with regard to compelled testimony from his members of his immediate staff. 5 times, now a 6th time, however, we have told the Congress we would be happy to provide them the information that they want as long as it's done in a way that protects the form of the President's privilege. And 6 times they've refused to take us up on the offer of providing information to them on these questions that they want. Now, this is now before the D.C. Circuit Court. I'm going to obviously abide by whatever the D.C. Circuit Court does. But Congress, in my opinion, made a mistake by turning this into a political free-for-all and not taking advantage of the offers that they have had for better than 2 years to provide this information to them in a way that protects the President's right not to have his staff compelled by a congressional subpoena to testify. And again, I repeat, this is not Bush. This is the latest reiteration of this was under Janet Reno, but it has been successive presidents over decades who've asserted this right, and it's been upheld thus far by the courts. I'm sorry? No, Stalin did not have the same protection. Stalin, incidentally, did not have a freely elected Congress. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
If you spoke in Germany against Hitler, these are the things that no one has a right to protect themselves and have privacy protection for being what, if there were a court procedure, found to be either evil or not evil. They must be tried, as each one of us is tried, on the basis of equal human rights. No individual.
With all due respect, the rule of law applies. The rule of law applies, not the rule of emotion. The laws are passed by elected representatives and signed by executives, and they exist on the statute books. If we do not abide by law, we become a lawless society like the societies that you just mentioned. Nazi Germany was a lawless society that did not respect the rule of rights. The Soviet Union was a lawless society that did not respect the rule of rights. All you need to do is go to the show trials of the 1930s in the Soviet Union and see what emotion rather than the rule of law provides. Thank you.
Next question.
Mr. Rove, you talked about the effect that the Oval Office has on people when they come to visit. Do you think it's important for people to have a certain element of fear of their government for the government to be effective?
No, I don't. But I'm just saying, in terms of the Oval Office itself, it's an overpowering place. And people, you know, it is easy for a president to get, if they don't not careful about it, to find themselves surrounded by people who tell them you're looking pretty every day. And presidents, smart presidents, recognize that they need to make a conscious effort to organize the White House in a way that allows them to hear from diverse viewpoints and to have people walk in and say, perhaps on a consistent basis, I disagree, and end up on the short end of the argument, and yet still be able to come back in and say, next time around, I'm going to tell you exactly what I think. And that's really vital, really important. But no, should we live in fear of our government? No. A lot of times we have reasons to fear our government, but no, we shouldn't.